Hey guys, so Lloyd here, back in with another action figure review, and today we'll be taking a look at the Masters of the Universe Origins Cartoon Collection 2000X. This, of course, brought to us by the fine folks over at Mattel, and is one of the very few of these 2000X figures that actually hit my area. Granted, there was only one, and I let the local friend who shall not be named for privacy reasons have it before my pre-order came in, but, you know, the fact they got it at all is kind of impressive. So, with that being said, why don't we cut right to the chase and get into the meat and taters of this review and take a look-see at all the Marlon has to offer in terms of accessories. He's got his corncob sword, speaking of cutting. Looks fine. Maybe a little short, but looks fine. Then we have the trident, which I do have to straighten out the end there. I just noticed that was bent as I was getting ready to do this video. So, it is what it is. Hairdryer action should fix that. Now taking a closer look at the figure. Looks like Mer-Man. What a surprise. Yeah, he's got these little extra gauntlet pieces. His armor is new. His loincloth is new. His shins are new. And I believe his kneecaps are new. Kind of surprised that they didn't just give him full-blown, like, knee pads connected to the shins like they did with Skeletor. But maybe it doesn't look like that in the show. But at any rate, as far as his articulation goes, his head will rotate. Look up and down, it'll tilt side to side. Shoulders pop out, back down, rotate forward and back. Single joint elbow with rotation. Swivel hinge wrist. That's all fine and dandy. He's got this kind of spike spine thing going down the back. No place to put the sword, but you can always put it in his hand. And no correct hinge for holding weapon hands either. And these hands look new to me. I don't think these are hands we've seen before. He does have a waist twist. Be mindful of that skirt. You don't want him to bust apart at the seams. Hips are hindered because of the skirt, but I'm sure you could cut this along the side and get more range. But I'm not going to do that. It's not for nothing. That's as far forward as he can kick. I remember the older one having a much softer skirt too. Kind of surprised they didn't do that here. It's got a single jointed knee with rotation. Boot cut, which is not the tightest thing, but it's not the loosest. And then he's got hinge at the foot with a rocker and peg holes at the bottom of the feet. So, very nice, very nice. I like him a lot. Definitely one of my favorites from this line. I'm a sucker for Mer-Man, always have been. But I don't think he's my favorite. I still think good old Clawful, despite the fact that because of the whole lot of nothing, is still my favorite. But I don't know, maybe that'll change tomorrow. Who are we gonna look at tomorrow? Stay tuned and find out, because now it's time that we move right along. If I can get him centered here. Right along and take a look at some size comparisons. First up, here's good old Marlon alongside a couple other evil warriors from this 2000X cartoon collection. We have Skeletor, the Lord of Destruction. We've already looked at here on the channel, so please check that review out if you haven't already. Really appreciate it if you did. And the main reason I got him out is because I got a request from a good buddy, Evil Villain, to compare Mer-Man to Skeletor, so hopefully that helps you out, buddy. That said, we also have Webstore, who we will be taking a look at tomorrow, so stay tuned for that. But, you know, it's 2000X Origins. They're pretty much all the same height. And if Evil Villain was wondering, the same plastic. They all feel pretty decent to me. Some joints are looser than others, but that's just the name of the game when it comes to something like this. So getting these two out of here so we can make way for our two regulars, the Mythic Legion's Brother Mandibilith and the infamous Spawn, who as usual towers over everyone. So with that being said, it's time now that we wrap things up with some final thoughts. Overall, and if you've been collecting the Evil Warriors from this 2000X cartoon collection, then good old Mer-Man here is a definite must-have. He was one of the main villains from the series, as he usually often is, despite the fact that he wasn't always hanging around Snake Mountain. He was more of an associate than a full-time employee. But at the end of the day, he's got the sword, he's got the trident, might not have the correct hinge for holding weapons, but yeah, everything you need in the box. Ready to rock out the box, as I always say. So with that being said, hope you guys enjoyed this review. Until next time, I'll catch you guys later.